Gulfside Lakes versus Brittany Berkey.
Afternoon, Your Honor. First here.
Your name?
Brittany Berkey.
Okay. And what do we have as our current balance?
Your Honor, the balance that I have right now is $2,295.87. There is a $550 payment that she made this morning that is pending. That's not applied to the balance I gave you. And we have not yet received the $800 check.
I was just looking at that because my notes indicate to release 800 escrow to plaintiff. And it's still sitting according to my JIS printout. So, Ann, if we could send a message down to them that needs to be sent. All right.
But when the $800 is received and the $550 payment clears, then her total will be $945.80.
85, 945, 80. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Berkey. And when do you think that you'd be able to get that amount paid?
Let's see. Have a seat, mention. Go to the bar. Go to the bar.
I'll try to hold it down.
Okay. Miss Berkey, when do you think you'd be able to, it'd be about 945.85, $945, $950, let's say.
Friends Indeed is still trying to help. They just need an accurate ledger before they help me. And then I can apply for SER again because they said they fixed my ID proofing. And then my unemployment should kick in soon, and then I'm picking up like cleaning jobs, and then I am applying for disability, but that obviously takes forever. And then I start the new jobs soon.
Okay, so here's, Miss Berkey, I realize, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession finding no tribal issue since nothing's been received for the total amount of the $2,295.87. Now, the reason I'm doing that, Miss Berkey, is not to punish you. I'm just locking in the number. And then I'm going to extend the eviction date out. And I'm going to give you, instead of the 5th of August, I'm going to extend it out to the 15th of August. Since you've got a plan to get it paid.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then it's still waiting on them to remove the fees like they promised, and I'm still waiting on and they said like they're not going to now, but even if they said they're not, there's still stuff that they haven't fixed in the apartment. So if there's want to do that, then I can push that for the fees. And now if they're doing that, I need to look for a lawyer if they're not going to remove the fees.
Okay, but here's going to be the problem. I asked,
Now,
right, but I had asked you to file a written answer, and I think you did that, right? So you want to try to litigate this case now?
well, there's just so much back and forth with them, and they're not getting stuff done.
All right.
And then now they keep going back on their word, and then now they're saying.
All right, Ms. Berkey,
I'll cut this down.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it for a final settlement conference. What date do I have? Tuesday.
Yeah, August 6th at 9 a.m.
All right, I'm going to set it for a final settlement conference, August 6th, 2024, 9 a.m. And then after that, you'll need a lawyer by then. And if you have a lawyer by then we'll deal with it, but you need to be here August 6th, 9 a.m. in person.
What's a settlement conference?
Final settlement conferences is where we try to resolve the case. And then if we can't resolve it, we set it for trial.
Which one's better?
What do you mean, which one's better? You have some complaints that you still have. I thought we had taken care of it at the last hearing, but apparently we haven't.
No, there's still stuff and then there.
Okay, that's,
Issues that I've been having.
okay, that's fine.
Can I have a day to think about it and talk to someone with a lawyer, which one's better for my?
Okay, you can, certainly you can try to do that, but what I'm saying is, I have to set it for something. So I'm setting it, instead of issuing a judgment and trying to seal the number for you, because you're disputing that you owe that amount. I'm gonna set it for a final settlement conference, and then we'll go through and we'll figure out where the case lies.
And Your Honor, I want to address a couple of the things that Ms. Berkey stated on the record. I did receive confirmation from my client there are no open work orders. Everything that's been requested has been completed and resolved. And with respect to waiving any late fees, plaintiff is not willing to do that.
Right.
Well, no, there's not. I've talked to them and Hector, I just went to him last week about this stuff.
Okay, then what's gonna happen is on the 6th, we'll get everybody in the room. We'll try to figure out where it is, try to resolve it. If we can't resolve it, I'll set it for trial. That's all I can do.
Well, I don't wanna. I don't know which, I don't know. And I'm sick and I don't know, and I don't know which one is better, and I need to talk to someone.
Okay, you'll have the opportunity to talk to someone. And if they think that you should do something different, then we can try to figure out what we can do on this. We'll try to figure it out on August 6th.
Okay, because I don't know what's a settlement conference versus a judgment is better.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. If
I'm not trying to be homeless.
I understand that, but, and what I was trying to do was, you had gotten the figure down. You have a method by which you are going to get the amount paid off,
Yeah,
but you're claiming that in essence, you're trying to tell me you may not owe the amount that they're saying.
well, yeah, there's
Okay,
the fees to be done.
I know. So what we're gonna do is we're all gonna have to come back on the 6th. I'll take a look at everything. I'll try to talk to both parties, see if we can get it resolved. And if we can't get it resolved at that point, then what will happen is I'll set a trial date. But in the interim, feel free to talk to a lawyer, get some advice as to how you should do this, okay? All right.
Your Honor, if there are outstanding issues regarding repair, I'd like to know what those are before the final settlement.
Right.
I mean, they know what they are.
They don't, because
They do. I talked to Hector just a couple of days ago. And then he screamed at me and said he runs the meeting, and then he yelled at me.
Okay, here's what we'll do. And I know you want them, but before then, it may be that we get them that day, but
Okay.
we'll get them, okay? Thank you. We'll see you on the 6th.
Yep. Okay. Go!
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go.
Patrick McLaughlin versus Darrell Daniels. I don't have the plaintiff here. Mr. Daniels,
Yes, sir.
I received your complaint or your, I guess, answer, if nothing else. Mr. McLaughlin's not here. Are you still locked out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how long have you been locked out?
I've been locked out over a week. And
What date? Give me a date, do you know?
it was Saturday.
Saturday,
Yes.
the 20th?
Yes.
So, I mean, I see this here. The locks just got changed?
Yeah, he just changed the locks. He tried to offer $400 to move out so that someone next door can move in. And I told him, no, I'm not doing that, you know. And he kept trying to offer me money. The next he came in and before that, two individuals that stay in the same house I stay in at 4 a.m. in the morning tried to break into my room. And I told the police about it and everything. And next I told Mr. McLaughlin, and he told me, he said, so what do you want me to do about it? And it's like, as part of the rental agreement, there's no criminal activity supposed to be taking place like that, you know, in this house. You know, no trying to break into anyone else's property and stuff. And
All right, sir, have you talked to legal services at all?
I've been to legal aid, yes, sir.
Okay, what did they say?
I have my case manager here from CMH with me. Is it okay?
Oh, okay, hold on. So you're a CMH consumer?
Yes.
Okay.
All I know is my medication, my heart medication, my seizure medication, my lung medication. I've been without it. And this guy won't let me get it. And I've been really sick. And I've been wearing the same clothes and just, I feel horrible. My rent is paid for July and all that. You know.
Pardon?
My rent is paid. You know.
So, okay, hold on a second. So your rent, you paid your rent for July and
Yes.
got locked out on July 20th?
Yes.
He's not here. I'm going to treat your complaint as a counter complaint for lockout.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there can be some serious consequences for him in terms of a money judgment if he has locked you out of the premises and doesn't sort of answer this claim here, but he's not here right now. So I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week, give him an opportunity to show up.
Okay.
And if not, then I'll figure out exactly what I'm going to do. Typically, just so that you know, and you're telling me it's from the 20th. That was the day that the locks were changed. It's on the 20th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
I left out with a friend to go get something to eat because I had no food.
5,
and when I came
6,
back, he's standing there
7,
with the
8.
locks changed, and he's got a camera at the back door. I'm like, "What are you doing? Open the door." And he's like, "No. How much money you want, Daryl? I'll give you $400." I'm like, "Listen, man, I don't want anything. Give me back in my place. What are you doing?" You know. And I was really upset, you know. So I'm standing with groceries that I just got from, you know, with a friend, and they wouldn't open up the door. He's standing there just filming me, laughing, you know.
All right. Okay, so just so that you know, under the lockout statute, it's typically $200 a day minimum that he may owe you.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that's what I'm ruling, and I'm not saying that that's what I'm doing. I'm just letting you know that because of what you filed. So I'm going to put it out to the 2nd at 12 p.m. Give him an opportunity to show. If he doesn't show, then likely what's going to happen is, well, I'll have to figure out something to do because I want you to get back into your place.
Okay, but Your Honor, at this time, I have no place to go. I've been out on the streets, and I haven't been able to change clothes or nothing, and I've just been enduring this. And I'm right here with my case manager, and I don't know what to do. You know,
I hear you, Mr. Daniels. There's not a whole lot that I can do. I mean, I could give you a judgment right now, but that doesn't help your situation right now. Okay. Yeah. I'll do it this way also. Not only will we send him a notice, I'm going to issue an order to show cause on this thing. So that if he doesn't answer, there are other things that I could do to try to get you in, but I've got to give him notice of what I'm doing before I can do anything.
Okay, but I would at least like to get in and get my medicine and a change of clothes, do something, you know, lay down. I am tired just being out here just walking around, nothing on the street. I don't know. I'm at my wit's end, and I'm right now. Like say, my health and I'm tired. I don't know what to do. I'm scared.
All right, let's try to work it through this way. I don't know with your case manager there if there's somewhere at CMH or something that can get you something to eat. Or some way to try to tie you through to the next week. I'll try to work as fast as I can on it. But if he doesn't show up for this hearing, there's not a whole lot that I can do or tell him to do at this point.
So here's my case manager.
Okay.
David Gilbreth.
Sir?
Hi there. Yeah.
How you doing?
With Washington CMH over at Towner. Yeah. So we were able to find funds to get a stay covered the last 2 nights at Harmony.
Gotcha.
House, but we don't have funds moving forward to get further nights.
I see.
With his health conditions, him being outside will not be conducive to long-term health and safety.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Can he, under the circumstances, get temporary medication, or at least his prescriptions filled for a certain number of days?
So we're working on getting them filled at another pharmacy here.
Gotcha.
Whether or not it's too early to pick them up would be a whole other thing. His insurance may not cover their portion.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you can get them, and if I find that the result of this added expense is because of what may be an improper lockout, and again, I'm not making that finding now, the landlord's going to owe that.
Okay.
Okay. I would also say, I don't know what the expense for housing Mr. Daniels for the 2 days that you have thus far, and if other funds come available or something like that, that those are also, I need something as to what those cost.
Yeah. So far, they're
okay. So
$210 so far.
Okay. So I guess what I would indicate to you is if you can get from CMH, if I can get to the court, whatever expenditures you're making, that is something that I think is compensable under the lockout statute, because it would be a direct result of what may be an improper lockout.
Wonderful.
But I would have to have those numbers.
Okay. Is there
all right?
Is there somewhere in particular where I could furnish these?
If you email it, we'll put and can you put my coordinator or put her email in, so it'll come directly to my office, so we'll get to the file.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So
all right. So I'm going to do a show cause on Mr. McLaughlin. I'm also going to set a hearing for the 8th or the 2nd at noon. That's the quickest that I can get you in. That's an in-person hearing. Mr. Daniels, the only thing I can tell you at this point, I can't do much, but we can at least try to do that, and we'll try to get this rectified. But I just need you to try your best to try to hang in there, okay?
But I have no place to sleep now. And I've just been sleeping all tonight. Today I have no place to sleep, and up until the 2nd, I'll be sleeping on the street because they have no funds,
I know, I hear it, Mr. Daniels. There's not just that I can't do a whole lot. And if he were here today, I could do something.
Yes.
All right.
I don't even have
Amy,
clothes, underwear.
Hang on a second.
Same underwear and stuff. And it's
well, okay. Amy.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I don't know. I mean, this is a highly unusual circumstance, but
Your Honor, I would recommend him to call in. I'm sorry. I'd recommend to call into Hawk. Currently, he's experiencing homelessness.
I have an appointment with Hawk,
and that would mean that he could at least get an intake with Delanus, which is the the homeless shelter. I will be honest that there are no immediate openings. However, that would be the process that I can offer from what I understand he's currently experiencing, which is category 1
Shelter's not
homelessness.
accepting anybody right now.
And the appointment is already scheduled for the 29th.
With Hawk.
He would need.
With Hawk.
And intake with
Okay,
Hawk.
so you've already done that.
I've been through all that. I went to Hawk. I had intake with Hawk on the 29th. But I've been to the shelter.
That sounds like you're asking for rental assistance. This is for you claiming homelessness, sir. And so that would be a separate conversation that you would have.
I went to the shelter.
Mr. Daniels, you need to listen, okay? I realize you're frustrated, but we got to kind of just work it through. So you may have made an appointment. Do this, Mr. Daniels, or your worker do this. Call Hawk again, explain the exact circumstances that he's under right now. All right, in terms of that he doesn't have housing, as opposed to he's in housing and needs some other type of assistance, so that they're clear on that. I think that's what you're indicating, Amy, isn't it?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to make that other call to Hawk that may put you into a different category of what they can do. Okay, Mr. Daniels?
Yes, sir.
Do what I tell you to do. Do what I tell you to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
We're set for next week at noon in person.
That's next
All right.
Friday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Hang in, Mr. Daniels.
Now, can I get the police to go by and help me get something?
If you want to call the police, I don't know what they'll do.
Ypsilanti police say I'm right.
Mr. Daniel,
I'm sorry.
hold on, please.
Yes, sir.
What's clear to me is that if he's filed this action, that you had lawful possession. So, okay. Call the Ypsilanti Police Department. Tell them that you want a civil standby to get your medications and your clothing out of the premises.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on, Mr. Daniel. If they give you a problem with that, tell them to contact my chambers.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. That same email that you got for the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
If you could help him, that if they want some verification, that I would approve a civil standby for him to do that under the circumstances, that they can contact my office there. Okay.
But Washington County Sheriff, they say I'll be trespassing.
Mr. Daniels, do what I'm telling you to do.
Okay. But I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay. I don't want you in trouble either. And I'm not going to tell you to do something where you're in trouble. Okay?
Okay.
That's why I'm saying if they have any questions, whether it be the sheriff's department or whether it be Ypsi PD, I want them to contact my office.
Okay. Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The title of this case is U.S. Bank and Trust Company versus Patricia Ann Rice and James Lawrence Rice. James Rice is here with, or Lawrence James Rice is here with me in the courtroom. Patricia Rice is not present. Also present is Meg Bauer, an attorney with Legal Aid of Western Michigan. This is filed as a termination of tenancy as a mortgage foreclosure action. Patricia Rice, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This property is at 68. There are two man roads. One is near White Pigeon, one is near the Cass County line in Fabius Township. This is the White Pigeon one. Who is in the house?
Me.
All right, so Lawrence is in the house. Patricia, you're no longer there.
No, I'm not there, sir.
All right, gotcha. All right. This is a mortgage foreclosure action. And I'm missing some of the pleadings. But there was a sheriff's sale on May 5th of 2023, and the property has been sold. And the plaintiffs claim that you're a holdover after expiration of the redemption period. So it's likely that no payment has been made on this property in quite some time. Ms. Carter, what's your position here?
Yes, Your Honor, you're correct. The redemption expired several months ago, and we're just hoping to get a date for possession of the property. We're not seeking any monetary issues, and no, there had not been any payments for quite a long time.
It says my video's been turned off.
Patricia Rice, when did you vacate this property?
It was probably 2017, 2018, somewhere around there.
Were you husband and wife?
Yes.
Are you divorced?
We're not divorced. We're separated. We've been separated ever since. We didn't get along. So I had to move out.
Need to get, all right, so you're still married, but you don't live there. All right, Mr. Lawrence Rice, what's your position?
My position is my last employment was Horse River Plant 59. I spent 10 days in a scaffold with a fellow employee who had COVID-19. I then caught COVID-19. I missed 8 days work and I was terminated my employment. I was also denied the My Half grant. The grant's $25,000 to anyone who has lost income from COVID-19. I also filed my disability, same time. I've waited 2 years, no disability. I have emailed everyone from Donald Trump to you. I have sent a courtesy report into this very courtroom. I have mailed courtesy reports to this very courtroom. I have never heard anything. I was molested in the Golden Nugget Casino with a pop bottle twice by Brett Wierzinski, and it's all recorded on his phone. And no matter how much help I ask for, I am denied everything. Not only Mrs. Rice's family, the Mann family, needs to be investigated for Dorothy Jane Scott's disappearance and murder in the 70s while we were all in Chandler, Arizona.
All right, well, let's back up.
And the FBI, Mr. Middleton, one more thing. Okay. I spent an hour on the phone with the FBI discussing Dorothy Jane's murder and disappearance. And the minute they figured out they had crossfire investigation on the phone, disconnected the phone call.
Who's crossfire investigation?
It's an investigation the FBI did, spent $30 million following a civilian that was running driveway, delivering motorhomes and buses.
Okay. You're holding up some stuff that you.
Well, this is the courtesy report, and it's not, and it's not complete. I need someone to, because my writing and everything's not real good. And the courtesy report that was sent to Las Vegas, Nevada, I believe I need to sit down with a deposition, and I need, no matter what I've done, I called the prosecuting attorney, left 3 messages here. I talked to Officer Lackey, a state police officer about this. I have been repeatedly, whoever was entering my house, Mr. Middleton, if they turned in a lottery ticket with a grease pencil mark on the back of it, plus my signature on the top of it, that's my winning lottery ticket. That night I checked a lottery ticket and it had 4 numbers on it. And because of the cameras in my home, and because of dirt cheap, Cody Johnson, Josh Gossip didn't write it. Lawrence Rice wrote it, and Josh Gossip rewrote it. And is he part of the FBI that comes in and removes things from my home? And no matter how many times I tried to change the lock, every time I change the lock, this one behind me maybe change it back because I can't change the lock because that's her home too.
Well, you're going to have to move this property.
My half grant should have went through, Mr. Middleton.
Well, they're not asking.
Loss of COVID. That would have paid this. last year. That would have paid just before the redemption period was over with,
Well,
Mr. Middleton.
The redemption period did not get paid. This property has not been redeemed. It was sold at a sheriff's sale.
No. That's at 6 months. This is an agricultural property that has a 1-year redemption period. Better look it up, Mr. Middleton. And I've been denied legal aid as a United States of American citizen. I am allowed attorneys for court, and I have been denied. No matter how many people I called, no matter how many attorneys I called, and the Michigan Bar Association has denied me help. And I do believe, like this case, Mr. Trump's case needs to be moved out of the United States of America so I can get a free trial and he gets what he deserves.
All right.
Your Honor, it has been a 1-year redemption period.
Yes, the sheriff's sale was.
And if my half grant would have went through, the 25,000 would have caught my home up.
All right, well, it did.
It wouldn't have got foreclosed down.
All right, Mr. Rice, let me speak and I'll let you speak.
Okay.
The sheriff's sale was on the 20th of April of 2023. It was a year ago, more than a year ago. And you've been living there for several years without paying anything on the loan. The bank has foreclosed on your loan. Don't say it. If you'd have won the lotto or somebody given you some money to redeem it, great. It didn't happen. That's not the bank's fault. You're not entitled to court-appointed counsel in a civil case. Now, there's some talk about doing that. I don't know who's going to pay for it. If you were charged with a crime, you certainly would be entitled to have an attorney to represent you. You're not charged with a crime. There is someone here from legal aid today. No matter what, the law requires that I continue this matter at least 7 days. But you're living there. The payment is several years in arrears. No payment has been made for several years. They gave you a 1-year redemption period. It was not redeemed in a timely manner. They waited a few more months, and then they filed this action. And the property was sold at a sheriff's sale. So you're what's called a holdover on a mortgage foreclosure, and they want you to move so they can sell this house. That's really what this case is about.
And if my half would have went through, I wouldn't be here.
Well, it didn't.
And why didn't it go through? Because I caught COVID in that scaffold, a 4x8 box with a human being with COVID-19. There was no way I was not going to get it.
Probably not. All right, I have to continue this matter until next Monday, August 5th at 2:15. Does that work for you, Ms. Carter?
Somebody will be there from yes.
All right.
Is that an in-person or can it also be a Zoom?
It will be by Zoom.
There's one other thing, Mr. Middleton, I would ask that we had children molested in Constantine, Michigan, public schools with a pop bottle twice, and the community came at me for it, and not Brett Wrzezinski, who recorded everything on his phone. It's all on his cloud, and his phone number is 574-2063. And I was molested in the Golden Nugget Casino with a pop bottle twice, and the court system doesn't want to do anything for it because it's Donald Trump and he's better for the United States of America.
Well, I don't know what to say. The line split about 49-49, and they're 2%
Well,
in
this
the middle.
is Nevada law that shouldn't be allowed.
Well, I'm not in Nevada. I'm in Michigan, and
that's right.
The cold hard truth is
You're an oath taker that should stand behind the laws, very laws that you wrote, Mr. Middleton, the very laws that you wrote.
Well, I didn't.
Well, not you, they have, but you're here to back them up.
And that's what I'm doing.
I know he's here because I'm expressing myself as a senior citizen that paid taxes for 49 years that can't get assistance, but we'll bring refugees in and give them from the day they walk in this country. Well, and 100 million households in this country, if they were smart, would cough up $1,000 so we could build our own economy. All right. There ain't no think so about it. Now, that's exactly what that would do. That's $100 billion a year for the common citizen to build a retirement account that the Social Security Administration won't do. Or this courtroom as oath takers for the citizens, truth and justice for all. And this is truth and justice for Trot Law and U.S. National Bank Association, Mr. Middleton. the owners of Indiana, Michigan Power that are going to run power through my property, Mr. Middleton. And I am sorry, I don't want to disrespect this courtroom, and I don't want to wrestle with big men here.
You're being respectful. You just have strong opinions. But let me tell you what's going to happen. We're going to adjourn this matter 7 days. And 10 days after that, you're going to be subject to being evicted, where the sheriff comes and pulls you out of the property and throws all your stuff out on the street. So
And I can't stop that, brother.
I would start, you got 17 days to start
To move out 38 years. 38 years in that home, Mr.
This
Middleton.
didn't sneak up and bite you in the ankle. This has been going on for several years.
And I've been trying to get help for several years, and I get the same thing I'm getting from you.
Well,
and excuse me, Mr. Middleton, I do not want to disrespect this courtroom, but just like I'm getting from you, just like the citizens of America are getting from oath takers, not a damn thing.
All right, well, we'll end on that note.
Okay, God bless.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Sir? Sir?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, Patricia?
So what's going on?
All right, we're going to continue this hearing till next Monday at 2:15. At that point, he's going to get 10 days to vacate. And
what do I do with this, Mr. Middleton? This is an ACP phone that when I called for neglect and abuse charges last Friday, they disconnected my service. What do you want me to do with this? It's 269-464-3303.
I don't have any advice on that.
Yeah,
Anyway, Ms. Rice, you're entitled to be here
Yes.
next week once again.
Okay, I got it at 2:15.
Yes.
Am I allowed to go to the house and get my stuff, sir?
Yes, I would suggest that you do that because this house is probably going to be ordered to be vacated within the next 17 days.
17 days from now?
Yes.
Well, if he's not out of there, sir, I'm afraid to go in there and get my stuff.
Well, I might recommend that you be here next week. We'll have you coordinate with Sergeant Morse or somebody else, the person that's going to serve the eviction. Meg, you probably don't want to get into this with a teaspoon or a shovel.
I would be conflicted from speaking with Ms. Rice.
All right. So just be back here next week and we'll discuss that.
Unfortunately.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Carter? I'm sure
Have a good
you'll
afternoon.
want to have someone else come here next week for that hearing. So I will be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I should wait until after I talk to you again before I go get my stuff?
Well, if you're afraid to go get your stuff, I would recommend that you don't go in there.
Okay.
You have a right to go get your stuff, but I don't want to put you in danger.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just wait till hopefully I figure something out next week.
All right. Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. An interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed? We're going to start bringing people in person. You're going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
No fish. Trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.